Yeah, yeah. To our left-hand side, we do have a Scion Terran. It's Bust.
Yep. And as you can see, his command center has additional legs. Bottom right-hand side, we have his opponent, a man which you could say is too strong. We have Repeat.
Yep. Call up that
Wow,
clan
actually,
tag.
if you think about it, strong Repeat. Aw.
Yep, I'm presuming the guy's called Pete. Just a little play on words there. But anyway, this map, actually think is one of the most balanced maps in the map pool right now. I don't know if you'd agree with me or disagree with me on that one.
Well, I feel that up till the third base, it's really balanced. But once you go beyond the third base, that's when, as a Zerg player, you need to set the tempo. You need to be in control. Otherwise, it's like even if you're economically ahead, you will slowly be chipped to death by the Terran because he'll be attacking your western base, he'll be attacking your eastern base, he'll be attacking your main. He'll pretty much be everywhere, and you can't. Over time, you can't really deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching some games on this map. I can't remember. They weren't amazing, but it was Sulky versus Innovation, I think. It's WCS season. Was that season? I think it was season 2. No, actually, it might have been SPL finals or something when they were playing, and it's just once Terran gets 3-3 on this map.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing you can really do. Especially if you can split like Innovation can. Obviously, this is Gold Plat. I'm not expecting them to split like Innovation, but if you can, it becomes almost impossible for the Zerg to do anything.
Yeah, that's why I feel that Marine Marauder mine was and Medevac was kind of crazy initially, and I still feel that if you have enough mines, you can just do ridiculous amounts of damage, like obscene amounts of damage as the game goes on.
This drone being pretty ghosty, actually. Delaying that depot, he's actually going to start punching it a bit. Feel free, little guy.
Drone strong.
Yep, a Marine's actually going to come out. Run, little guy. And he does actually get away. So, we are going to see a hatchery first from our Zerg player. It's going to be pretty standard. No Reapers, though. What do you think about this from our Terran?
Well, I think that the Terran is going to be expanding sometime in the near future. It's different. It's different. Or is he? I think he's going to put on some pressure.
Yeah, well...
Yep, he's sending in one...
a single
He's already got one SCV. No, he's got one SCV, and there's the bunker.
So it's going to... Oh, well, actually, I didn't see that. Proxied racks. That was a bit of a mistake to miss, but it's actually going to be some kind of 1+1 pressure here, because we have 1 racks in the main base, 1 racks actually at the third base, and will our Zerg be able to defend against this?
Well, he'll have to pull a lot to defend this. Like, you have to take it very seriously.
Yeah, he actually isn't pulling the drones right now, so this is bad. He actually does need to... He's making a spine crawler. One spine crawler can outrange a bunker, but it's pretty difficult. These Zergians aren't going to last very long at all. They both will fall. This is difficult from this position for our Zerg player.
Yeah, I mean, now the Marine count is getting a bit high. I was actually confused when I was like, wait a minute, there's only 1 barracks, but he doesn't have enough money for a command center. Was that a slip in macro? But then I saw that random little blue dot making its way to this natural, and I think he should be able to save this, but I'm actually starting to worry for the Terran because he's starting to overcommit a little bit on this aggression.
Yeah, I mean, this natural should die, I think.
Yeah, at this point, yes.
Yeah,
he hasn't
he's gonna
anything.
He's gonna pull everything, and the spine crawler coming forward, actually right into the range of these bunkers. I don't know if I like that decision. It will get focused down if he wants to. These Zerglings actually almost all dying as well, so this isn't going well for our Zerg player.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, this is like a little bit too YOLO. He's got the queen in the back, which isn't doing anything. He's already lost 1 of the spines. I think he's kind of underestimated his own power because that's something which a lot of Zergs may end up doing.
The hatcheries actually does die. That was very close. That bunker, if it actually had been 1 more second, the hatchery wouldn't have been killed, I think.
Yeah, but the Terran has done enough damage, to be honest. Might even get us 1 random Overlord, as there's not a single Zergling on the map, and the Queen is now off of creep. The Overlord goes down. But now that 1 spine crawler, man, the 1 spine crawler to poke them all survives.
I mean, unfortunately for our Zerg player, the CC is about to finish. And what do you do from here against mules? And the Terrans pretty much a base up. There's no comeback. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, like, unfortunately, Zerg don't have mules. If, like, you made me happy for a second. I was like, wait a minute, we have that? Yeah, at this point, I don't think there's any way to really come back. He lost so many Zerglings early on. He kind of You gotta like not panic. That's the first rule of Fight Club in this sense, where you just don't panic. You have to not underestimate your power, but not overestimate it at the same time, and just run your Zerglings in because they will get brutally massacred. Unless there's only one bunker, then it's like you can like focus it down.
Yeah.
Two bunkers, yeah, that's not happening, buddy. Gotta get those spine crawlers on the outskirts so that they can at least poke in. I'd have even sacrificed some Zerglings just so that the spine crawler would get burrowed and then immediately pull away.
Yeah.
So
It's difficult to position that spine crawler perfectly though. Like even the pros have difficulty doing that. And actually, Turak is one of the strongest cheeses I've seen against pro Zergs because it's. I mean, if you don't see it coming, it's almost like I guess if you go CC first versus 6 pool, it's pretty hard to do anything about it from there.
yeah, that's what she said. And I do feel like one interesting thing was just having that one barracks at the wall because it's fairly casual. And then like relying on the fact that a lot of Zergs don't necessarily scout these days. Like you don't normally get the drone scouts that you used to have in Wings of Liberty. Now it's like I'm just gonna send overlords here and there.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the clever thing that our Terran Plat did, I guess, is that the drone saw that barracks, so he was assuming, oh, it's going to be Reapers, or it's going to be a one actually spanned. What he didn't know is there was a proxy right in the bottom left, and it's interesting because had it been 2 racks, would it have been more successful? Possibly, but it has a lot more risk because it's less of a duke, it's more of kind of luck.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised that Bust has gone for this high eco build. Like, sure, he can get away with it, but as a Terran, being that far ahead, he could just outright kill your opponent.
Yeah, and actually our Zerg is getting a little bit back into the game. I mean, taking this 3rd base in a second, I'm sure this drone is on patrol. But it's going to, even if he does take this economic approach, doesn't try and kill him, he still has a gigantic lead. These Hellions...
Ooh, great for Mech. I like it.
Oh yeah, we actually do have double factory and Hellions coming out, so will they be changed into Hellbats? Probably.
Das Armory, man.
Actually, what does that deal with these Hellions right now? There's one Spine Crawler, one Queen. That's not really enough, and these 2 Evo Chambers will make it a little bit easier to deal with, but it's still a massive gap. Like,
yeah, I mean that is a really wide gap that he's got over there. Sure, they've changed spine crawlers so that I think it's like you can't like run past them. Like you can legitimately use a spine crawler to block gaps, but considering how wide this is, I doubt that'll work. And he's also going for Blue Flame, so probably just going to go for Blue Flame Hellbats, and I think he's just going to try and outright destroy him.
Yeah, it's going to be Hellions to start with. Maybe he'll start like Hellions later. Hellbats later.
There is one saving grace though.
Go on.
And that saving grace is he's going to get Link Speed. He's going to be, if his control is good, he'll be able to do a lot of damage. But he also has to contend with that, what's it called, the camo upgrade coming out for those Banshees.
Yeah, Banshee's going to be really hard to deal with actually at this point because there's no layer, if I'm correct. There is no layer, so he's going to rely on Spore Crawlers, and he has no information about this, so Spore is going to be way too late.
Yes indeed, yes indeed. That's something which you have to contend with as a Zerg now, since they've changed the cost of it. And it always kind of does catch me off guard as well, because it's like you don't normally see that, because it's not necessarily the most efficient way of playing Terran versus Zerg, but it's an option now.
Yeah. And Blue Flame has finished for these Hellions, so these Zerglings are going to be completely useless, really, against, what is it?
That's
19 damage. I mean, these Hellions are going to get easily, just 2 of them could 2-shot the Zerglings, and these drones better run, because they aren't surviving.
Yeah, and a Spore Crawler does randomly go down. A lot of free hits, though. But as you said, they all get shredded.
Yep. There are 3 Queens. These actually can do a lot of damage to the Hellions. Maybe if he could focus with all of his army, he could actually kill these Queens. I don't know why he's really running away from them. He's going to look for more kills.
I think he's just going to go straight in. Oh, but
there's a hole. Oh, that's so sad. He did actually manage to get the wall off. The bounty here now as well. The drone's getting roasted. And this is going to be GG. I mean, it was...
Yeah, he's got to block the ramp. He's got to block. He can actually block a ramp with 1 Queen if he positions it perfectly.
Yep.
Does not get positioned
The
well
Queen
enough.
Burns to death horribly, and...
Oh, yeah.
These drones are going to run.
Oh, they're lined up.
Ah, that's a lot of fire.
Yeah.
And these Queens are going to start roasting as well. And Blue Flame Hellions, not a common build, wouldn't normally work if it hadn't been for the opener. Actually, really good crease spread by a Zerg player. Props to that.
Yeah.
Look at this crease spread under so much pressure.
Yeah.
But anyway, Zerglings actually will clean up these Hellions, I think. Yep. he's cleaned them up, but if we look at the drone count, 14 drones, 50 SCVs plus mules, it's going to be pretty hard. Pretty much impossible.
Yeah, unless this backstab is successful, because we do see there's... I don't think there's...
There are two
anything-
Hellbats. Two Hellbats, two tanks.
Oh, yeah.
Against pure Ling, I think the Hellbats could do it themselves if they had a right angle. I mean, they do so much damage. What, 30 per hit? So two of them can kill a whole swathe of Zerglings. Tank's taking a lot of health away as well. There's no way they can go in there.
Yeah, it's like he really can't get in there. Two more command centers are going down, so Bus is playing this very, very nicely. It is very annoying as a Zerg player to face this particular style because you very rarely actually see it executed properly. So it's like getting practice versus.
Yeah, yeah. And these Zerg are going to try to run away. I mean, he's trying to drain back up. He's got back to 23, but it's 60 SCVs now. 3 more factories coming down. 3 command centers. What can you do?
You can die from your... Actually, no. What you can do here is... There is a way to deal with this, and that is by teching to lair, getting the drop upgrade. I would have even skipped Glad Reconstitution just to get an early drop and try and, like, abuse the one problem with Mech, which is that if you drop on the army with roaches, the army dies.
Yeah, and there actually is no anti-air with this army either, so mutas wouldn't be a bad decision. There's
Yeah,
no
mutas would be a
Thors.
bad decision. Sure, you can always get Thors up because of the
The armory.
what's it called? Yeah, the tech labs are also there on I think 2 or 3 of the factories.
Yeah.
So Thors can be made, albeit not in like mass as you normally see, but I'd still just go with Roach Drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Bane Rain. Oh, Bane Rain is so fun.
Actually, Bane Rain would work pretty well against Hellbats because they are light. So. You know,
But then what would you do versus the Banshees? I think you'd even have to drop Queens on the army after the drop.
dropping queens, that must be unique.
That's pro, man. Like you drop Queens, you spout out creep, and then you immediately like lay down some tumors.
We have some crazy SimCity going down on this third base. Actually, look at these turrets being queued up.
Yep.
This is going to be impenetrable fortress right here. Oh my god, the mules. Oh.
Yep. He dropped the Mjolnir, man.
Oh wow, that's going to be a huge increase in income. Just looking at that.
Yeah.
Already going up about 500 per minute.
Oh, you actually overcommitted because you can only have 1 mule per patch.
Yeah.
He's got that one guy which is like ruining the synergy.
He's just a little bit out of place, like, guys.
Yep.
Anyway, these poor things on the right hand side trying to find something, trying to make something work. In fact,
Oh,
naturals. Just saying, the natural's pretty exposed for our Terran player. There's only tanks here. Zerglings wouldn't be a bad counterattack, actually. Look into this.
I don't know, man. Like 3 tanks. Like sure, it would be a nice one, but you got to realize, like, if that supply depot, if those supply depots go up, then you have to run around the mineral line and take a couple of additional pot shots. He tries to run in, takes a couple of pot shots.
Yeah, Hellions as well.
Hellions strong.
Yeah, and actually the hive isn't going to finish by the time he does get this max, I feel. If he keeps macroing, he's going to be max very soon. Like, Mech gets you so much supply so fast.
Oh yeah, especially once you go beyond the like your natural. Like once you go beyond your natural, there's like between 150 and 180. That's when you can just have your face smashed in.
Yeah. Right now we have 14 roaches. Roaches really aren't the best versus tanks, and there are a lot of tanks out for our 10 players. That's sitting at 9. And he has got the buffer of 15 Hellbats, sorry, 10 Hellions. It's going to be I'm going to say this Zerg is pretty brave for staying in this game, because I would have left as soon as that. I mean, I'd lost my natural, man. It's going to be so hard.
Yeah, but I was surprised. Like, Bust is playing a bit too passively. He's just going with timing. So I don't know whether this is because he's like, I'm going to do what I'm completely and utterly comfortable with, or what exactly. I like the fact that the Zerg has gone for Vipers to a small degree.
Yeah.
In the sense that at least if you get some blinding clouds down, your roaches, like the tank numbers will be rendered like useless.
Yeah, but there's still no anti-air still with those 3 Banshees. They actually going to be really annoying. With just roaches, they actually do a fair amount of damage. Banshees, they do 24 damage because they do 2 attacks. So
yeah,
it's definitely he has something to do with that. Is there a Hydra Den? There's no Hydra Den.
no, but even if there was Hydras, that would just be really bad because you get so many aliens, man. Like, Hydras are light units; they get burned to a crisp.
Yeah, that's true. And Hellbat's pretty good as well if they can get in range.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just see this push out from Bust. He actually has got supply block, not making any depots, but he doesn't even need to right now. This is a Death Bull Mech army here. Yeah, it's gonna be I don't know. It's going to need some pretty pro engagements from Repeat. Actually, Repeat's got caught up in supply with these roaches. Hydra's Den now coming down to try and deal with these banshees, I suspect. Lightning clouds are going to have to be excellent, I have to say.
Like, I completely agree with you, Matt. Like, I'd even bring in some overlords just to like try and fake having drop.
Yeah, well, actually,
and like tank some fire.
These roaches going around, and actually this is a good thing to do because Mech is really, really immobile, and there are only 3 tanks at the natural. He is going to get this 4th base because they are both planetaries, so there's no lifting off.
Yeah, but he's going to take quite a lot of pot shots, and the question is, will he manage to actually escape, or is he going to live the YOLO life and just try and do as much damage as possible with these roaches?
Yeah, ooh, this planetary's just really hitting into these roaches hard. Yep. Doing a lot of damage. Actually, only a very few of them dying. A lot of them getting on low health. The Mech army going to the left. Not so sure.
Just scouting to see if there's a 4th base. There's none to be had. So I think he's going to start marching into this 3rd, which is pretty bare bone, to be honest. At this point.
Yeah, these drones don't stand a chance. Hellions seeking them down immediately. Poor little guys. 3 do escape from the geyser, but this natural and his 3rd base is just going to get destroyed. It does get destroyed. The roaches coming back to defend. Actually, if they attacked...
Oh, could have attacked.
Yeah, the siege up does come in. Amazing blinding clouds actually disabling all of the tanks. Pulling a Thor. Pulling 2 Thors. He actually might do this.
Oh my god, I can't believe what I'm seeing. He cleans up the entire army handedly. And the queens, they rally. And they're slowly making short work of the banshees. And what are we seeing here, Joss?
This is amazing. Our Zerg player comes back from having 13 or so drones against the player who had like 60 SCVs.
He needs to kill this base.
And all that's left of this base. God. 2 tanks, 2 planetaries. Will it be enough? The SCV's coming off the line. They're repairing en masse. These roaches can't engage here. He has to pull back. If he engages, he's going to lose so many. Yeah, and this is going to be hard. He actually is taking a 3rd base to the right. If we look at our units lost tab, it's very, very even. Our Zerg, he needs to get more money. He's done so well to stay in this game, but he needs to get more money right now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy, crazy battle, but we do have, like, I noticed this a little while ago, that there were additional starports, and now Bust is making me the most happy caster ever. We got the fusion core coming down. And
the fusion core will be done in about 40 seconds. There actually aren't any tech labs on these starports, though, so he can't make battle cruisers out of all of them, or even ravens, so it's going to be a little bit delayed. These roaches have to make something work soon. I mean, he has the capacity to make Hydralisks. Hydralisks aren't even the best versus battlecruisers because they haven't got that much armor.
Yeah,
and battlecruisers do humongous damage. Like,
yeah, I completely agree with you. We've got an attack slowly pushing in over here. He's gonna try and snipe this base. We'll do fine, but the problem was not being able to kill that 3rd. I think, that was the biggest issue over there.
There actually are a lot of Vikings here. Can start sniping out these Vipers, and he has to be careful because these are very important to dealing with those tanks. There are only 3 with this army. There are a couple more sieged up around the base, but our Zerg is still in quite a hard position here.
Yes, indeed. Getting up a couple more command centers. He'll probably just float them across and like start making planetaries again, because that's a problem with this particular style. Like, as long as you still have at least 3 bases, you'll be still pretty damn good. Like,
yeah, and that's the advantage Terran has in the late game, really, is that you can just mule. You can have 1 command center, throw down a ton of mules, and still have a decent income, whereas other races need to have multiple bases. And this Zerg is struggling. He only has 1 mining base that's really going to have much minerals left. The natural is nearly gone. He is actually oversaturated on that 4th as well. So
he did have the craziest Hail Mary play that we've seen. Like, honestly speaking, to win that handedly, I was like, what? What is this? What are we watching? But it was really the follow-up that was the problem, because he had no... He had no broodlords. He had no way of sieging this 3rd base. So
yeah, and then the 3 battle cruisers coming out. So this is going to be terrifying when he sees these battle cruisers. He's done so well to stay in this game, and he needs Hydralisks. Like, he needs to make a ton of Hydras. Corruptors, of course, are the ideal counter to these, but he has no Spire. He can't make Corruptors. He has to rely on the Hydras. And in fact, there are so many Vikings out already. There's how many? We have 12 Vikings. This is going to be a terrifying army for the Terran player.
Yeah, I'd say that you got to balance out the amount of Hydras you have, and you should also mix in some Infestors, I feel, because if you can mind control at least 1 or 2 of those battlecruisers, that would like bring the numbers into your favor a little bit.
Yeah, and Fungal on the Vikings as well, if they get clumped up, can be really good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
let's
this is a
see.
good thing for him. Like, there's so many Vikings, but the primary army of Pete is actually still ground-based.
Yeah.
And this could be really bad. He's gonna try
He's
and
gonna lose a lot of
like,
roaches for free. He does get out without taking massive damage. Did he see the battle cruisers? That's the question.
I don't know because everything is clumped up in the air, so you never know. You never know. He is getting more Hydralisks into his composition, though. I'd just sack some of the roaches, like send some run by them into the mineral line, and like just try and like deny some mining time.
I mean, he's just so fortified at these bases. Just look at this fourth base. It's nearly mined out now, but look how he's got a ring of turrets, 2 tanks, 2 planetaries. It's so hard for him to do any damage to these bases.
Oh, Joss, we've got a massive move out from both players. They're jostling for position right now, and it looks like Lust is maxed out. He wants to try and exert his dominance onto his opponent, and I think he's a bit pissed off as well, because after having that much of a lead, and then just getting your army like swatted aside, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, we do see an Ultralisk cabin come out from repeat. Unfortunately, this isn't the right choice, because against battlecruisers, Ultralisks, if they could jump, that would be awesome, but they can't. They can't hit those flying units.
They cannot jump.
And unfortunately, this fourth base looks doomed. I mean, the Roaches and Hydra running into this tank line. They're going to take a lot of damage. They are coming in.
Oh,
the battlecruiser's doing huge.
Blinding Cloud.
The Blinding Cloud's doing a lot, but is it enough? The Hydralisks, there's so few of them. There are only about 6 left, 4 left. The anti-air is just too little for our Zerg player, and he will succumb to these battlecruisers.
Yeah, I mean, he's making 20 Hydralisks, but he just needs to buy time. He's like, come on, baby, follow the birdie, follow the birdie. And he's following the birdie instead of killing off that base and, like, destroying his opponent.
He's wasting his time on these queens. I mean, 3 queens in the middle of the map, the battlecruiser is focusing down. This third base, that's his forced to lift. And he actually has no income past this fourth, which only has 3 patches left.
That was so smart from Pete. Like, literally, that was so smart. He literally just baited his opponent out. He's got 20 Hydralisks now. He's killed off the tank line, mind you, which I think was a win for him. Yeah. In the sense that if you kill off the tank line and then bait your army away so you can save your, like, third, then I think that's a win.
These Hellions coming to try and do some damage at the third base. They will get a few drones, it looks like. They're going to get 1, going to get 2, 3, 4. Not really worth it. Yeah, he does get 3 more. So yeah, these Hellions actually being a nice use of these Hellions because
the fourth it's being annihilated.
And at the same time, that distraction with the Hellions is going to leave the fourth completely abandoned. These drones are going to run for their lives. It's going to be really hard from here. Oh, the mine killing so many drones, getting 11 drones on that mine.
That is painful. And now he's making a beeline for the main, and now the infrastructure is going to be contested right now, and he has to bring. I think, on all honesty, he's got enough firepower to kill these battlecruisers. I mean, there is just battlecruiser Banshee.
Yeah, a lot of Vikings. A lot of Vikings aren't going to do too much in this fight. The Hive will fall. It's going to be a pity.
He's just going to go YOLO.
I don't know if I like this. This is such a good defense at this base. He's going to lose so much just attacking it. This throwing this army into. Oh, one Valkyrie is going to come in, but look at this. The tank is soaking up so much damage. The SCV is actually doing the repairing. And
I think this was really bad.
Yeah, and it was such a good fight from our Zerg player. He lasted much longer than most, but with the majority of his Hydras getting killed, well, the Roaches actually getting killed off them, he has no thing to tank these Hydras anymore.
Yeah, and look at this battlecruiser just melts right now. It's like he could deal with the battlecruisers. It isn't like a problem.
His Banshee getting cloaked. There's no overseers left, and he can't make any. He hasn't got a layer anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel that after such a long game, you know, it just might have gotten to him.
Yeah.
Like,
it was such a good fight back. The thing is, Bust with that opener, he had so much advantage. You got to remember, this isn't a normal TvZ. I mean, our Zerg player was ridiculously far behind and nearly won the game through that engagement.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. He's already, like, nuked down one of the battlecruisers, another one, but just look at the Banshees from every which angle.
Yeah, and the point defense drones as well, stopping his Hydras from doing damage.
Yeah, point defense drones, a little bit annoying in my opinion, like in the late game versus the sort of competition, I feel.
Yeah, it's almost unstoppable. Terran in the late game, if they get to this competition, there's no counter for any race, really. I mean, you say Tempest, but Ravens, you throw down one point defense
I feel
drone.
High Templar would be really great.
Yeah, they are. The problem is then, is you get Ghosts underneath as well.
Ooh,
it becomes unstoppable, and it's like it's weird because in the beginning of a PvT, I know we changed subject, and that was an amazing game.
Yeah, that was really good.